Welcome to the August 13th, 2025 meeting of the Senior Commission. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Janish.
Present.
Commissioner Rao.
Present.
Commissioner Lee.
Present.
Commissioner Wagner.
Present.
Commissioner Starr.
Present.
Commissioner Soto.
Present.
And Commissioner Chang is absent and excused.
Will Commissioner Janish lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now read the procedures for public comment. Citizens addressing the commission during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comment.
I will now open public comment.
Sheila, do you want to go first? No, we'll take care of it. That's not on public.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. Thank you. It's wonderful to have a senior commission in this city, I have to say. So we are from a senior community over on Sunrise Avenue, Terraces of Roseville. It's a very, very busy street. And the entrance, the access to and from is, many people, comment on how challenging it is. And so there's been a concern that we've talked a lot with City Council that has to do with emergency access. The amount of ambulance traffic that we have daily is pretty amazing. But one thing that we have discovered is that in the California Vehicle Code, the default prima facie, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but essentially it has a default of 25 miles per hour for schools, residential, I think it even says businesses and around senior facilities. This is the default in the case in which there is no other speed determined, I guess, by the local authority. So yes, it is 35 miles an hour posted speed, but we are just continuing to advocate for looking at this and looking at it not necessarily just around this community, but there's quite a few of these senior communities in Roseville. There seems to be, some new ones, newer ones, but this issue of the speed entry, exit, is just a concern, something to look at. So that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. And I know you all had Placer rides on your meeting last week, and we actually had a presentation from the same speaker at our church last weekend, and we're hoping to get him to come also to the community. But one of the things that seems to be is that it used to be run differently, and people could call, and essentially there was a pool of volunteers being managed. Now it's on the seniors to get, the rides, to get the drivers, and there's a lot of paperwork as well. And I mean, ultimately, it's all about waivers and liability. It seems to me like the waivers are going to take care of the liability anyway. I just wonder how much, if there was any input, I don't know who designed it, but I just think that it seems like this is a new approach, and it's kind of, maybe it's sort of in a pilot test. I just think, the whole point is it relies on people, for seniors, if they had family and friends that were already going to do this, then it kind of wouldn't be an issue. This is a program that's especially of interest to people that don't have those ready-made, people that, this is suggesting that the incentive of 70 cents a mile reimbursement is maybe going to get those family members to drive them. But, it just, the whole idea of managing the volunteer pool it's been lost, I guess, in the process of switching from the two approaches. And I just want to encourage you to follow up on it. I don't know what the discussion was. I haven't listened to the audio. I saw the minutes and everything. But I just know, from where I've been with driving, where I foresee potentially being with driving, but all the, the people that I live with, my neighbors, that extra need for transportation to things that aren't otherwise, provided, medical, some of the medical transport, even on short notice, you can't get it in some of these senior communities because they have so many people living there and a limited driver capacity themselves. So just something to look at there. And anyway, I just want to say how important the transportation piece is, and I think there's more to look at. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You could talk about it.
Any more open comments?
Could I ask her a question, Jennifer? Even though she's left, is that okay? Jennifer, so is your, you're basically saying, if I understand correctly, that the Aero program is insufficient and the program to give 70 cents a mile is difficult because people don't have people that can do that for them?
So Arrow is the dial-a-ride, and we have a resident that literally uses that every single day. I think the problem with that is all the time windows and the waiting and navigating it. Mind you, this audience is a lot of times people that, some of those implementation complexities are a challenge, to make phone calls and have windows of time. But anyway, the placer rides, all I was saying is, here's another example. I know another person that I volunteer at a different organization with here in Roseville, but she volunteers as a driver for the American Cancer Society. As an aside, she's actually like the national #1 driver. Like she drove 4,000 miles, in less than a year, taking people to their cancer appointments that didn't have other transportation. She does this completely for free, just does a tax write-off kind of thing. But I'm just saying, in that situation, I've not been in the position, but it seems that somebody who has that cancer treatment, I need somebody to drive me to radiation. I don't have a family member. I don't have somebody they can call. And there's this pool of volunteers, and they make it possible by managing volunteers. The issue is kind of managing the volunteers because this program puts it on the senior to still manage people who are going to be willing to do this for 70 cents a mile, which again, if there isn't already, so all I'm saying is it seems like the way it worked before, Jim Hall or Mr. Hall didn't have time to explain to us why it changed. It seemed like ultimately it had to do with liability and wanting to get that liability off of the Seniors First group. And I just think it's a little maybe overkill because, they're signing a waiver anyway. But I guess the point is, I think you should be trying to get feedback and learn about how it's working, because I think there's going to still be this need and this problem of people that don't have family, don't have friends, don't have these people that even with 70 cents, reimbursement are going to be able to, and then it puts on them to manage finding these drivers for themselves rather than calling some place like the American Cancer Society who's managing volunteers. So the thing is managing volunteers rather than relying on people having it in their personal network.
And how does the liability issue work with this group of volunteers that are transporting the cancer patients?
Well, they're signing a waiver because, again, it's probably going to be
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have personal insurance. I mean, basically, it's just leaving it up to the senior to find that person who's going to give a ride. Then they fill out an application. They are, in essence, putting down, I was taken from here to here. The program calculates the mileage and would reimburse the senior. Then the senior potentially pays this person from that reimbursement money. But it also makes a lot of, it's a lot of management applications, it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of keeping track of logs of miles, all this stuff on the senior, who's just trying to get to their places that they need to get to, if that makes sense.
I probably didn't make myself clear. I was talking more about the volunteer group.
Well, there is no volunteer
You
group.
mentioned that there were people taking cancer patients that were.
Oh, the volunteer.
Managing volunteers.
I think that's, I don't know exactly how the American Cancer Society deals with that, but I'm sure, that it might be that the driver has to disclose that to their insurance company, or maybe the American Cancer Society has a rider, some big insurance. Well, they may have some big, maybe there's a waiver, but maybe they also have something on their insurance policy. I don't know.
Okay.
But ultimately, through waivers and all of these things, I think managing volunteers doesn't necessarily have to make you liable, for all the driving stuff. I think there's a way to separate it, is all I'm saying. And however it worked before, where people could call a place and have a volunteer arrange to take them somewhere, was more of a service to the person that needs it.
Does anyone know if we?
So unfortunately, we can't continue discussing this item, this matter, since it's not on the agenda.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our meeting on May 14th.
Madam Chair, we have to close public comment first?
sorry.
No problem.
Closed public comment. Thank you. So next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our meeting on May 14th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
I
And do we have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. And moving on to the next section. Aye. Next agenda item is a presentation about accreditation and gold medal.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Jeff Nearson. I'm your Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Manager. I wanted to share some information on a project that has been a goal for PRL for some time. Actually, we worked on it for several years. It's called CAPRA Accreditation. CAPRA is the Commission for Accreditation of Parks, Recreation Agencies. Some of you may have accreditation in your field, and if so, you know how rigorous undertaking it could be. So let me begin by sharing that there are 10,000 parks and recreation agencies in the nation. Only 214 of those agencies are accredited. There are only 5 accredited agencies in the state of California. Roseville will be among the 2% of elite agencies in the nation if we become accredited. So what is accreditation? Why do we care? Accreditation is a process of self-assessment to evaluate and ensure that the department efficiently and effectively provides the Roseville community with the highest level of service following best practices. And why become accredited? It ensures and demonstrates that PRL meets national standards of best practices. It improves operations and increases efficiencies, enhances staff and teamwork and pride, creates an environment for regular review of operations, policies, and procedures, and promotes continual improvement. As I mentioned, accreditation is awarded by the Commission of Accreditation of Parks and Recreation Agencies. You can see their logo here. This is a branch of the National Recreation and Parks Association. It's a it's a Parks and Recreation Industry accreditation, and as you know, we are a Parks, Recreation, and Libraries department. So we use a lot of examples from our outstanding libraries and museum services, which we feel help to boost our self-assessment. The self-assessment is divided into 10 chapters, as shown on this slide and then the next slide. And for each chapter, there are several standards. The process is that we write a narrative for each standard describing how we meet the standard. We then attach what is called evidence of compliance, which is additional documentation that shows how we met that standard. So for example, one of the standards in Chapter 6 is that the agency must have a recreation program plan, reviewed regularly and address all leisure and programs and services. We wrote a narrative about our recreation program plan that outlines current best practices, identifies core program areas, includes research, service statistics, and more. As evidence, we attached our recreation program plan, our strategic master plan, and our recreation programming business plan. So you can see that each standard has multiple attachments provided as evidence of compliance. There are a total of 154 standards. So we wrote 154 narratives, and in total, we attached 882, I'll say that again, 882 documents as evidence of compliance for various standards. You'll see on this slide that some of the standards are considered fundamental. To become accredited, we must meet all of the 36 fundamental standards, and we must meet at least 90% of the non-fundamental standards. The CAPRA review team reviewed our narratives and evidence of compliance from the time they received our submission back in January up through the time they came to visit. The CAPRA review team is made up of 3 trained park and recreation professionals from across the country. Our team had representatives from Illinois, Colorado, and Oregon. They visited Roseville on April 28th, and for 3 days they visited our facilities, met with staff, and continued to review and/or ask questions about our submissions. At the conclusion of the 3 days, they announced to staff that we passed 100% of the standards, and they will be making a recommendation to the National CAPRA Board that Roseville be accredited. The CAPRA Board will review their recommendation, and we will attend a hearing at the National Recreation and Parks Association Conference in September in Orlando, Florida, at which time we'll learn officially if we have successfully achieved accreditation. Did I mention that Roseville will be among the top 2% of elite agencies in the nations if we're accredited? All right. This is a big year for the city and Parks and Recreation. Now I provided you information about accreditation efforts, I want to switch gears a little bit to speak to the National Gold Medal. The National Gold Medal Award honors public park and recreation agencies and state park systems throughout the United States and Armed Forces recreation programs worldwide that demonstrate excellence in long-range planning, resource management, and innovative approaches to delivering superb park and recreation services and fiscally sound business practices. The National Gold Medal Award program is managed and governed by the American Academy for Parks and Recreation Administration in partnership with the National Recreation and Park Association. Applications are separated into 7 classes. 5 of those classes is based on population. Agencies are judged on their ability to address the needs of those they serve through the collective energies of community members, staff, and elected officials. 4 finalists in each class are chosen to compete for grand honors each year. The City of Roseville is in Class 2 with a population of 150,000 to 400,000. And in that class, we're among three other agencies vying for this award. Arlington County Department of Parks and Recreation in Arlington, Virginia, City of Henderson Parks and Recreation in Henderson, Nevada, and Gilbert Parks and Recreation in Gilbert, Arizona. The gold medal process includes submitting an application answering 11 questions that focus on areas such as what we do well, how we measure success, fiscal management, community engagement, environmental resiliency, and sustainability, and how we demonstrate value and impact, just to name a few. Additionally, we submit a short video showcasing and highlighting Roseville Parks and Recreation libraries. This is Roseville's 4th year in a row being a finalist. Roseville last won the gold medal in 1972.
Wow.
The gold medal announcement will be made again at the NRPA conference in Orlando in September. So there, I think you see that the Roseville Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Department has been and continues to work hard to live up to our mission of enhancing lives and the community by providing exceptional experiences. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the commission?
We are excited. We are crossing finger, September to come soon and hear the good news.
September could be a big month for
Yes.
us, for sure.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, and the City of Roseville for all their efforts. This is amazing,
Thank you.
very exciting.
Okay. I'd like to open this item to public comment. Is there any member of the public that wishes to give public comment on this item? Close public comment on this item. Next agenda item is a presentation on the Fab 50 and Better program.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Kirsten Kilmer, and I am the Recreation Coordinator in charge of planning and implementing the City of Roseville FAB, which stands for 50 and Better, club programs and events that I'll be speaking about today. So to give a quick overview, we currently have nearly 400 active FAB members. This time last year, we had around 325 members, meaning our membership has grown more than 20%, which is very exciting. I will give a brief run-through of the 35-plus activities and programs offered at our 2 FAB locations, the Maidu Community Center and the Mahaney Fitness Center, all designed to build community and foster friendship within our active aging community. We're always introducing new programs based on member feedback, so I will highlight some exciting new crafty and active offerings starting this fall. I'll also share details about our upcoming FAB day trips and appreciation events, and wrap up with the success of this year's Puzzle Palooza series. As mentioned previously, our programs are held at both the Maidu Community Center and the Mahaney Fitness Center. We offer a wide variety of games, discussion groups, and weekly activities such as bingo, bunko, Chinese and American mahjong, cribbage, Mexican train, bridge, pinochle, bocce ball, color therapy, Socrates Cafe, genealogical society, quilting, and knit and crochet, just to name a few. In addition, we host social activities like Movie Fridays, Trivia, and Lunch Bunch, where we make reservations at local restaurants so our members can enjoy a great meal while spending time with each other and with friends. At Fab Maidu, we also offer many support groups like Parkinson's Support Group, Looking Forward, which is a low vision and blind support group, Widowed Person Support Group, Alzheimer's Caregiver Support Group, and we will soon be introducing a Bereaved Parent Support Group. To keep our members informed and connected with local resources, we also provide educational presentations from community organizations. For September and October, we'll feature presentations from Colette Tours, Sacramento Seniors on Dementia and Caregiving, Sutter Health, they'll be hosting a fall prevention class, National Aging in Place Council, New York Life Insurance, that will be discussing child and grandchild gifting, and Alzheimer's Association workshop, they'll be hosting a dementia caregiver education class. Our members have shared that they want more opportunities to stay creative and stay active. So this fall, we're introducing 2 exciting new offerings, Adult Crafty Creations at the Mahaney Fitness Center and Overtime Athletics, Pickleball and Tennis at Woodbridge Park. Adult Crafty Creations features a new theme and medium each session, giving adults innovative ways to express themselves and take home something unique. Upcoming projects include glowing pumpkin decor, dipped wine glass and ink coasters, a heart-shaped yarn basket, and snowy mason jars. To support active lifestyles, FAB has partnered with Overtime Athletics to offer beginner and intermediate pickleball classes, as well as beginner tennis classes. These sessions combine drills, games, and light competition to build fitness and foster social connections, and these classes are perfect for those new to the sport or who want to sharpen their skills. FAB day trips and appreciation events are always a highlight of our program. Recent day trips have included the Sacramento Historic River Cruise and $1 Million Quartet Show at Sacramento Music Circus. Coming up, we'll visit the Crocker Art Museum on Friday, September 12th to enjoy a blend of some historic and contemporary art. And on Tuesday, October 28th, we'll head to Apple Hill for delicious baked goods, local craft vendors, and fall activities. We also recently hired 3 adult and senior drivers and are so excited to have them help out on our day trips. By using our own drivers instead of costly external companies, we have made our day trips more affordable for our members, and now everyone will enjoy being greeted by a familiar face when they board as well. Our appreciation events are just as special, offering opportunities to celebrate and connect with friends. We recently hosted an ice cream social filled with an assortment of flavors and root beer floats. On Friday, October 31st, our annual Halloween potluck party will return, complete with amazing costumes and the best homemade dishes from our members. August 21st is National Senior Citizens Day, and we will decorate our Fab Lounge at the Maidu Community Center and have some breakfast treats available for everyone to grab in the morning. And of course, we always look forward to our festive holiday luncheons that are filled with cheer and laughter as everyone comes together to socialize. At FAB, there's always something to look forward to. I would like to conclude this presentation by sharing the success of this year's Puzzle Palooza series. Puzzle Palooza is an exciting, fast-paced puzzle competition where teams of up to 4 race to be the first to complete a 500-piece puzzle. Prizes are awarded to the first, second, and third place teams, and all participants can bring their puzzles home as a trophy of their achievement. Participants can also join our puzzle swap, where they can bring a puzzle from home and swap it out for another puzzle that is new to them. All proceeds for these events go to FAB and the active aging community. This year, we have hosted 2 Puzzle Paloozas, each drawing around 25 teams and 100 participants, plus plenty of enthusiastic spectators who come to check out the event and cheer the teams on. The energy in the room is incredible, and you never thought that watching other people puzzle could be so exciting. We now have reoccurring teams who sign up for every competition, some even going above and beyond wearing matching shirts or headbands. Our next Puzzle Palooza will be on Friday, October 10th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. This one is Halloween themed and costumes are encouraged. Since the age requirement for this event is 14 plus, it's a fantastic way to promote intergenerational involvement and an opportunity for families of all ages to come together and enjoy a really thrilling event. I genuinely look forward to this event every single time, and I'm really, really excited to see it grow. Tickets can be purchased online or at any PRL facility. And lastly, our bi-monthly FAB newsletter that has all of our upcoming activities, presentations, and day trips is located at our city facilities and also on the FAB 50 website. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Let's see. Are there any questions or comments from the commission? I'll comment. I did sign up for the Fab 50, and I actually saw Terry at the Maidu Park, and very excited. I'm trying to get some other people involved. It was more of a technical suggestion regarding linking the Fab Club newsletter, having a link to go directly to the application for the Fab 50. I had to kind of maneuver and find where it was, so that was just, something. But very nice, and now I have a little name tag, so. Wait a minute.
My phone number is listed on.
If you have a phone number, I can call for inquiries and information.
Yeah.
Let me open this for,
Thank you.
are there any more comments from commission? Okay, so,
Thank you. It was a good presentation and lot of activities. We feel young.
Thank you.
thank you. I will close the commission, and I will open for public comments.
I just wanted a phone number if there's one available.
Yes, the phone number 916-774-5970.
5970.
Yes, that information along with my email is attached to our newsletter. You can reach me with any questions you have.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry about
Jennifer?
Jennifer, again, I don't know if one of the programs or support groups was the Parkinson's support group, but I just wanted to share that that has been one that folks at our community I know have utilized in the past. And I don't believe, though, that they had to be FAB members. So,
No, so our support groups are free to the public. You do have to check in with our front desk and sign a waiver, but we want that support group to be anyone in the city because it's so important. So Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, you can just stop by, just make sure you stop by the front desk first.
yeah, just wanted to say that will be, you'll see more folks, I think, coming, because we apparently had a group that used to go, and then there was just a gap. But one of our newer residents, actually, one of the first things he said when he got there was, I want to start a Parkinson's support group, because he has Parkinson's, and he noticed quite a few others did. And he sort of started kind of down a path of trying to create, just a group in-house. And then, I saw that on the website, and I encouraged him to reach out. And when we found out, that it was once a month so close by, and that just was perfect. And that actually there was a history of our bus transportation taking folks on as part of the health and wellness medical appointments thing. So anyway, thank you for that. That's great.
That's great.
For your comments. I will now close public comment. Next agenda item is Commissioner Staff Report.
Yeah, so a couple reports or notices and items, I want to just inform the commission. I think I provided everybody with the Plaster Protect Senior Senior Resource Fair flyer. So I wanted to make sure you're aware of that. So that is ran through Plaster Connect. It is, the City of Roseville partners with Plaster Connect. They run this resource fair. It'll be September 11th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Maidu Community Center. They'll have over 60 different partners and vendors on site. This is an ongoing event held at Maidu, and it's very well attended. They do a great job with providing a ton of different resources, senior resources. They'll be running senior seminars, talk about a lot of different types of elder abuse prevention, emergency preparedness, senior health and wellness topics. They'll have a free legal clinic, free technology clinic on that day. And then Salvation Army is providing lunches to senior attendees for the first 500 attendees. So I encourage those who are watching the Senior Commission, this, again, it's a great opportunity to just learn more and to talk to people about a variety of different senior resources. But with that being said, too, is in the past, we've had members of the commission represent a booth, a table, alongside with our FAB program, just to be there and just to be able to answer questions and hear what maybe some of the attendees, some of the concerns, issues, or things that they may want to share. So what I'll be doing is communicating to our commissioners if you're interested to sign up for a time slot to work the table. So I think we can only have 2 commissioners at a time, right? So, so you'll see an email from me in the coming days, just with some reaching out for your interest, if you're interested and available to work a table with our FAB staff, just to represent the commission and the FAB programs. So, and then I mentioned this, I think, at the last commission meeting. So I want to kind of update the commission on the citywide PRL survey. This is a survey we do annually. We send out to the community asking a variety of questions about parks, recreation, and libraries. And so the survey was launched in late March and was opened until the end of July. We extended the opening of the survey. It was advertised through Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, and emailed to all the relevant email city addresses that were relevant to this survey through Parks and Recreation. We received over 2,300 responses. Out of those 2,300, 721 of those were from 50 and over community residents, which is about 30%. So I don't have those results. My intention is next commission meeting is to break down some of the feedback and results from that survey. But questions, a variety of questions were asked, but things like, do you or your family participate in programs for adults 50 and over? Rate how well your needs are for the following programs for adults being met, and we listed a variety of programs. And then what types of programs for adults would you like us to offer, which we currently do not offer? So it provided some good open-ended questions, some good feedback for us to kind of look at what is the community asking for, specifically drilling down to the adult. It was my focus, right? And so as I synthesize that information, I will bring that back to the commission at our next meeting and do a presentation on those results and hopefully have some information on how we are moving forward with some of the feedback. So, but we're excited to get that information. It always gives us some direction and some, something else to look at of what are we not providing that the community is looking for adults 50 and over. So, and that is all the report I have.
Okay.
Just one question. Jeff, is this a different survey from the one that was launched last year that we got preliminary results on? It was in partnership, I think, with ARP. and you shared some results. We used it to define our goals for 2025. Is this a separate survey from that?
No, this is, I think, if I remember correctly, I think this is the same survey. You know what, if I remember, it might have been last year. I think we did kind of two surveys, right? We did something specific that we actually promoted at the Senior Resource Fair. That might have been 2 years ago, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud. I don't recall. A lot of the feedback we got from last year's survey, which is the same as this, did help drive some of the
goals?
the communication we had during our goals workshop.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but it's last year's survey. This is the current
That
one.
was a
so
long
we
answer to a short question.
Just wanted to be clear on that. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Commission members, do you have comments or updates for staff?
I was just going to share that this senior resource fair, that there also will be free flu shots as well. So a lot of great stuff going on there, and hope everybody can attend.
Yes, good information. Can I have a question? So, this senior resource fair, you take these flyers and they pretty much go everywhere in the community or like churches or?
Yeah, you know,
And
I
we-
actually printed this off their webpage, so they
Okay.
didn't provide, so I don't, you know, I know they promote through social media, and I don't know what they do with flyers. And so I know for us, we will promote within our facilities, but we don't necessarily go promote or market through flyers and stuff like that currently.
Right, so, but this is hosted by Placer County.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Any
Thank you.
thoughts, comments, questions?
So, all right, I'm sorry. So at the Placer Protect Fair, are you going to have flyers or anything?
For
The senior commission?
Yeah, no, and I think last year, I think we had some flyers, and I think we had an opportunity to do a short survey too for people who visited the table. So I think we'll have to look strategically what we want to provide, what information, some takeaways for people who visit the table. And so maybe that, you know, I'll look back at what we did last time, what we provided as a starting point, and then I can communicate that to the commission. But what I was also encouraged is if you have ideas, like for us to kind of, what type of information you think we want to provide to the community when they visit your table, feel free to send me an email. Those are things that we can easily kind of put together, you know, as handouts or.
So Jeff, I was at the table last time. We didn't really have any structured flyers or anything like that we had developed as a group that we could share. What we did have, I created a sign-up sheet for FAB because they were right next door. And I was sharing, hey, you need to go see FAB because everything you want is right there. And so I had a separate sign-up list, which I also gave to the FAB people later. But we definitely wanted to do more things. And my understanding was that some of the materials that we had created already that were subject to finalization, like the flyer and a poster, I thought we talked about showing those at this event. And I had sent you in May some recommended changes to that to finalize it. Perhaps we could have a conversation
Sure.
after that, because I think the flyer idea as a giveaway and the poster as a quick snapshot on the senior commission would be very valuable to have at that event. Those two items, if we could get them cleaned up a little bit and then printed, which we should have plenty of time to do.
All right, we'll look into that for sure.
I can resend the email to you if you like.
I would appreciate that.
Sure, no problem.
I come from a nonprofit, so we're always doing tables. So do we have, I mean, I guess we're next to the Fab 50, probably again, correct?
It's possible you'd be the same table.
Yeah. Do we have a table covering that says City of Roseville or, okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll be very well represented. They will see us.
Okay, that's good.
Good.
And what about snacks and things like
Yep.
that? Gets people over, so.
Yeah, we provide
You do.
the candies and we don't expect, we do not want the commission to bring anything. Like, we will provide the tchotchkes and the swag and the,
Oh, good.
all the good stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, so we just want you to
I
show
think
up.
Jeff can get a name tag for you, because I got one made for that event.
Yes,
Can you
we
help
can
get
get
a
name
name
tags
tag
for
for
those who-
anybody working the booth? Should have a name tag.
I would like that.
Yep.
Okay, well,
And
I have a
Oh,
question.
go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like the idea of having either a survey or like a top 4, what's most important to you, or where they could write in what's one gap that they see in resources. I mean, we're at a resource fair, right? So maybe they go around the whole fair and they're like, well, I don't see this thing that, I run into all the time as an older adult. So some type of way to, get their information or knowledge or something that's important to them that we're not getting in here because they're not coming to these, giving them that opportunity.
I wonder if the Placer people are doing that, because they have a check-in table when you first come in. I wonder if they have something like, because it would pertain to everything there. I mean, there's police services, everything would pertain. I wonder if they have something like that they're gathering.
I think we can do something as well. I think some of the feedback would help even direct, what we want to bring into the commission as far as different presentations and different information. So I think that's a good idea to,
Yeah, let's
just
add
a
that.
little information card or something. Yeah.
I also think that we should have something regarding what the senior commission responsibilities are, so they understand, because a lot of people, when you mention senior commission, is like, what is that? So, as more seniors get into Roseville or moving into Roseville, we need to kind of promote that we do, one, have a senior commission, and what are the responsibilities? Because I think a lot of people are not clear as to what we do.
Is that covered by the flyer?
No.
Did we build that into the flyer?
No, it's not as,
We
we
had
call
to
it.
shorten it, because the
Yeah.
flyer was only half page, but I
Yeah.
think Jeff and I worked
Yeah.
through to crop it there and make it, but, yeah, maybe that could be rewritten if you
Not
like.
maybe on the flyer, but maybe something on the poster or
The
something.
poster, yeah, we should definitely have room to do that on the poster, and I think we already mapped out what the poster would look like.
Okay.
Commissioner Rao, you were not able to speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No
She's-
problem. It feels so good. What's in your mind is talked by everybody else. So that is a teamwork and then like-minded people. It's a good commission. So these were the things I was also thinking. What is that city is expecting from us to do at the table, and what do you want the results to be?
Yeah.
That's
I
what-
really, I think, in my mind, is just being an ear to commit to attendees who come into the table, and, and even if it's a dialogue with the commissioners and those attending, that's an opportunity, that's an outreach opportunity to promote the senior commission, that we have one, where to direct them to. I know if partnering up with the FAB table, a lot of that information, that will help to direct them to programs that we offer. But as far as the senior commission, when we talked about the flyers and talked about some of the, drilling down on some of the purposes and goals and objectives of the senior commission, I think the value in a lot of it is just having a dialogue with people who attend to kind of go, did you know who we are, and did you know what we can do for you, or just what issues might you have and how can we help, or, and we may not be able to help them right now or right at that moment, but we can bring it back to the commission, and we can kind of develop a strategy. Because we do intend to have, at the end of the year, another goals workshop, so that may help drive some of that, what do we want to do for next year, too, so.
Many people live by themselves, just like me. And for them, we can say you're not alone. We have a city to support you as a
Absolutely.
family and extended family.
Absolutely.
So I will definitely be there. You can take down my name and I will help you. Thank you.
I had a question then. Just to go back on what she was saying about, the little flyer and everything. Not so much a flyer to hand out, but just talking points for us. So if someone would come up at this resource fair and say, here's my concern, and we don't have an answer, if we have someone to direct them to, or, even an email, if you have a concern, you can email this person, or just a few talking points so that we're not sitting there going, gee, I don't know, to everything.
Yeah, It's a good suggestion.
I think that's a good point. I think what I'm gathering between all of us is some of us have lived here longer and are more familiar, whereas others of us are newer. And so just making sure that everyone knows the information for the community.
Right, and who to talk to about what.
Absolutely.
All very good suggestions.
Any more comments? Okay. I'd like to open this item up to public comment. Is there any member of the public who wishes to give public comment on this item?
Well, I just want to say, I do think you need to think how the fact that it's going to be September 11th is going to, well, I guess it's the county's event, but I just feel like acknowledgement of September 11th is really important also, and it will be important to this population, I think. But anyway, I think it's a great event, and I think it'll be well attended, and thank you. It sounds great. Can't wait.
Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, I will now close public comment. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Okay. Is there a second? Second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned.
2:45, 15 minutes early. Thank you, did good job.